Why Daniel look like that Orange Cassidy?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the TWC Show. Oh yeah, and today we're going to talk about All Out. It was a crazy event last night. All Elite Wrestling, All Out. A ton of shit happened. Jamari's with me today. He was there live, guys. If you haven't met Jamari, that means you haven't been in our clubhouse. You haven't been in the Discord. He's the head man over there, the head of the table of both those things. Also, as per usual, the man himself is here, Daniel from the Dropkick Podcast. He's joining us for this All Out recap. And in the Bret Hart glasses, right next to me is none other than Hann Rivera, the Subway Mania legend himself. And we are here. And I only put these on because Tim put those on, and then Jamari put that mask on. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you're seeing all of this. But we are here to talk about All Out. And I figured, because we got to record the TWC show this week, I'm like, I know that Dynamite, we're going to have a lot to talk about Dynamite this week. We don't know what's going to happen on SmackDown yet. That if we talked about All Out on the TWC show this week, that's going to end up being a 2-hour show. So we're going to do a separate show for All Out. I want to recap it right now. And I'm going to go around really quickly. I'm going to start with you, Tim. We'll go to Daniel, then Jamari, because Jamari is there live, so I want his opinion last. What were your feelings about All Out, just overall? Like, if you want to give it a letter grade, what would you give it? We'll start with you, Tim.
Yo, A+ with extra credit, man. That A+, man. Shit with bonus points. That shit was fire.
Daniel?
No, I agree. I think the pay-per-view start to finish was really well done. You know, shout out to Tony Khan for delivering, and yeah, man, it was good.
What's your letter grade? That's not a letter grade.
Probably an A.
Okay, probably an A. So that's what Daniel stands. He's probably an A.
Probably an A.
Jamari, you were there live. You felt the crowd. You felt the atmosphere. You saw the debuts of Adam Cole and Bryan Danielson. You saw the in-ring return of CM Punk. You witnessed that crazy cage match. You witnessed so much that night. What would you like? What would you grade it, considering you're there live?
Well, first of all, let me get this mask off because it was me all along. I'm joking, but if I was really gonna grade it, I would say that, well, from what I experienced, that it was probably a level show for me. Being there, I really enjoyed the show a lot. A lot have went on. There was a lot of wrestling over those 3 days that we have seen. I've probably seen like 40 matches.
Damn.
Yeah, they stack wrestling on wrestling. So I've seen about.
Well, I mean, you have to sit through darks and elevations and dynamites and rampages and all that stuff. So I can completely understand why it would be a lot of wrestling. Me, myself, I think I would give where did Tim go? I think I would give myself I would give the show an A or an A+. Probably one of the best shows I've seen in a long time in this year. I enjoyed it from top to bottom, and I think and this is what AEW does that I don't think WWE does all the time, and I definitely did not do on SummerSlam, is they give you a little bit of everything. There was some stuff that I'm not the biggest fan of, but I can't deny was really fucking good. And then there's stuff I was really big fan of, and I enjoyed the shit out of it. But there was a little bit of, there was a crazy indie spot fest flying around type of shit. There was wrestling matches. There was stories. There was like title matches. Like, it was a little bit of everything. And I'll start off we'll go down the card and we'll give our thoughts on each match. But I'll start off by just saying, like, as unfortunate as it was that there wasn't Pac and Andrade on this card, I'm really glad that the Women's Battle Royal was on there, because I think a lot of new fans tuned into AEW for the first time because of CM Punk's in-ring return and the rumors spreading around about Bryan Danielson and other people showing up. So I think people tuned in that were new fans or casual fans that didn't tune into AEW before. And I think that Battle Royal did a really good job to highlight the women that are in AEW that people might not have known of, and they might not have watched the kickoff. Do you guys agree?
No, 100%. I think when it comes to establishing the women, they did a great job. And with the debut of Ruby, she got a great pop, and the fact that she won, I didn't think she would win. For some reason, I know I predicted Jade Cargill to win, but overall, it was put well together, and I think it just gets better on from this point moving forward, because I feel like we've entered a new era for All Elite Wrestling. Considering last night was one of their best shows and one of their most, actually, I think it was the most watched show too, right? But yeah, man, it was
without
good.
going into detail about it, so we're gonna go match by match anyways.
Yeah.
I'll start with you this time, Jamari. We'll start with you and go up that way. What was your favorite match of the night?
Probably favorite match of the night. Oh man, I'm gonna be biased, and you know what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I hate to admit this. It was a cage match, damn it. And Justin knows this because I don't like the Lucha Bros at all.
Bro, what?
Hold on.
Bro,
I don't
what?
like the Bros at all. See,
Bro,
look, the thing is,
why?
I said they will prosper in this type of match because they like a tornado tag team type match. But I'm like, if you put them in the ring, right, together, they got to tag each other. Here's a tag, brother. There we go. They're not good at that. They break the rules all the time. They're tornado tagging all the time. But
Yeah, that's fire.
an environment where they can just feast, put them in a cage and tornado tag, yes, that was incredible. I'll give it to them.
All right, Daniel, without going into too much detail, what was your favorite match of the night?
CM Punk versus Darby Allin.
Okay.
I think that was a proper wrestling match, and it was what it needed to be. And I know I talked to you earlier, and we didn't see moves like, the Anaconda device, the elbow drop, the running bulldog, all these different moves. And I think, save this for a later on. Don't give everything away right now. Savor this moment and keep moving forward. And it has to be CM Punk versus Darby. But
Tim, favorite match of the night?
Yo, Lucha Bros, man. Lucha Bros. That match was dead fire. Yeah, yo, that match was fire.
You can call me ignorant or uncultured or whatnot, but did you know the people that were singing the theme song and stuff?
Me? Nah,
Yeah,
I didn't. And honestly, I was there watching, like, during the entrances, I was there watching with my clothes, but I saw it, like, they came out and everything. That was fire, but I was in and out, but I was waiting until they got into the ring to start the match. But it was fire though.
All right, fair. Are you looking at him as if this is like the Brady Bunch and you can look at him while he's talking? Is that what you were doing?
Yes, I was. It's a visual thing. It's a visual thing.
Yeah, that's funny.
No,
it's the other way. It's the other way.
I don't like the Lucha Bros. I don't like them, and it's not. The people. Wow. I don't hate them as people.
So Tim, he had a point that the Lucha Bros throw a lot of super kicks in their matches, and we started counting the super kicks they throw in the matches, and they technically do throw a lot. 125.
So what?
Young Bucks.
Who's your favorite wrestlers?
Who's your favorite wrestlers? Is that like a hard
in AEW or just general?
My bad, yo. In general, who's your favorite wrestler in general?
Like of all time?
Yeah,
it's Savage and Brett.
Well, I can't say nothing about them because those are my favorites too.
What do you mean, like currently? Because currently, it's harder for me. I would want to say CM Punk and Randy Orton, but I feel like I need to pick newer people. So
you got to pick newer people. Newer people like Lucha Bros.
I mean, AEW, I like Ricky Starks.
I really like MJF.
He has that one too.
Bro, Lucha Bros don't. So what if they do kicks? That's fire. That shit gets you hype. When you live, you hear that.
I tried to get him a second opinion. Justin Cap was like, "Hey, you just probably got to watch them." I watched it live multiple times. Super kick, super kick, super kick, super kick. It was literally watching the Young Bucks, but they had masks on.
And it's entertaining.
This was their atmosphere because it was more of a tornado tag situation. I do think the Lucha Bros always prosper in situations where it's tornado tag, or it's Lucha rules, or it's a ladder match, or it's a cage match. But in regular tag matches, the old school wrestling fan of me does not like the way that they do not tag or get out of the ring in 5 seconds in the actual tag team rules. They're really bad at that. But otherwise, I like them personally.
All right, let me ask you a question. Y'all ever play with wrestling toys?
Yes, I played a wrestling.
Y'all ever did real tag team matches? Like
y'all put
the toy on that's bull. Every match was there a tornado tag, man. You never had the toy in there.
I make the guy crawling.
You never had the toy there, man. Come on, look, Jamari laughing because he know it's true. He did always had that. It's a tornado.
Okay, for me, it's a toss up between obviously CM Punk versus Darby was very special to me. I was excited to see CM Punk. He's one of the two wrestlers from the modern era that are my top 10 favorites of all time. And I said those two wrestlers earlier, was Randy Orton and CM Punk. Those are two of my favorites of all time. And it was just fucking cool to see him back, man. It was fucking cool to see him back. For those of you that follow this page, and I hope most of you listen to this follow the page, you heard me shit on John Cena for the past 2 months, a month of Cena, whatever the fuck it was, and I said Cena doesn't do anything fucking different.
Yeah, it's definitely been longer than
back the same. He does everything the fucking same. He changes nothing. Punk came out there in fucking tights, and that little nuance is something different, and that's the shit I appreciate. That's the shit I fucking appreciate. John Cena couldn't even do shit like that.
Yeah, them tights was that drag.
I know people don't
What you
like
mean? John Cena came out.
But what it gives me is he's older.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you.
What it gives me is that he's fucking older, and it gives me the vibes of like when Macho Man got older, he wasn't wearing underwear like it was 1988. In 1997, that man was wearing trunks because he's just older and his legs got skinnier.
There we go. Thank you.
And you know what? Bro. Shawn Michaels, when he went from his little skinny pants and he had to put knee braces under his pants, he was more flare pants because his legs turned to sticks. When you get older, you can work at your legs as much as you want, unless you're taking steroids and not going to get jacked as you can when you're in your 30s. And
so what you want to wear jeans?
No, I'm happy that he wore trunks.
You want to wear the joggers? Man?
No, let's see wore trunks. I mean, I'm happy they wore tights.
Bro, John Cena was there wearing. First of all, John Cena was wearing shorts below the knee.
John Cena needed legs to be tanned, and his legs look like
bro. He wore shorts below the knee. Then it went up above the knee. Then he changed it to the khaki cargo shorts. And then he put the camel joint. And then he went back. It was different, bro. It was good.
John Cena. John Cena's been doing the same shit for 12 years.
Tim, are you a John Cena?
Like, man, this guy, everyone's shitting on my favorites today. This is fucked.
Nah, John Cena. I respect John Cena a lot. He was dead my favorite. People cannot say nothing bad about John Cena. I respect
him too, but he sucks. He's been doing the same shit for 15 years. He sucks.
But he sells, bro. When you go to WWE,
if my target audience was kids too, John Cena would sell for sure.
Well, I mean, I thought Cena's not part of AEW, guys. Come on.
Oh yeah.
Hey, you're getting me heated about John Cena.
Yeah, Lucha Bros, man. Lucha Bros all day.
And then the second match, I could potentially say was my favorite match of the night. The second match, and this goes to me being an old school wrestling fan, I think, and me liking wrestling matches, because as much as I love the Lucha Bros and the Young Bucks, and I'll probably watch again, sometimes I feel like there's too much going on, and it was just fucking crazy. And like I said, that's the type of match that if I had my friends come over, I'd make them watch it because they fucking like TLC matches and people who are getting thrown off cells and stuff because they don't watch wrestling on a regular basis. But as someone that watches wrestling on a regular basis, the two matches that stood out to me the most was Punk and Darby. And then on the other flip side was MJF and Jericho. I really liked MJF and Jericho. I think it's because they came in there with such a story that's been going on for so long and the stakes were high and they can both fucking work. And Jericho's old and it's very evident that he's old, but he works well with MJF. And they told a great story. And even with the dramatic, overbooked finish with the false finish and stuff, I really enjoyed it. And those are my two favorite matches of the night. But we're going to go down match by match, and you guys can tell me how you feel. And, yeah. So we'll start with did you guys watch the pre-show? I know, Jamari, you definitely watched it.
I was there for the pre-show. It was very well put together.
Yeah.
It was quick, but at the same time, it wasn't, it wasn't uninteresting, if that makes sense. As in, they got it done quickly. It excited the crowd. It got the crowd hot a little bit. And then I'm like, all right, where's the second match? Where's the second pre-show match? And I'm like, oh, we're going straight to the main card. But they did a very good job. The spot by Jungle Boy doing that Spanish fly, catching Isaiah Cassidy. Also, Isaiah Cassidy screaming at the top of his lungs whenever he gets hit and put down to the ground. Also, just good to see, Jurassic Express out there. Even though I've seen them like 5 times. That whole 3-4 days.
So as someone that was there live, though, let me ask you this. Do the fans care about Matt Hardy and his crew?
They don't care about the crew. They care about Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
They care about Private Party, too, funny enough. Like, they wanted Private Party theme song. Like, when that came on, you hear, Daniel, you hear that shots. Yeah, they love that. They love
that shit goes hard, bro. That shit
they go hard. I'm telling you. You seen my video today, Justin. That song go hard. And they go for that. But when they hear Matt Hardy song at the beginning, nobody want to see that. Nobody want to hear that. Like, we need a different theme song for Matt Hardy. Yeah, you need like some version 1 or something, like some deleter stuff, but not this little horse at the beginning of the theme song.
Matt Hardy crew fire though. I think that shit fire, bro. Like, when you see it on TV, well, at least like Matt Hardy looks like he's just, what he's doing.
He does. He looked great in the ring. He actually, funny enough, they didn't show it on TV screen, but he went over to the crowd and he started throwing up, the Matt Hardy sign that everybody's throwing up right now, visual aid once again.
Yeah.
But he also threw up Jeff's, and he did like a winky face.
So is Jeff coming? Because Daniel brought that up.
Please.
About the Hardy Boys having one last run in AEW.
Yeah, so he did like that, and then he did the winky face, but they showed it off camera. I was like, oh. So only a few people caught it.
If Jeff Hardy goes to AEW, I think he should. And they're not really doing anything with him except jobbing him out every week on main event. But like I think Jeff's getting to that age where it's like he's becoming nostalgia act, and he should embrace that. And one last Hardy Boys run in AEW, and that's it. Call it a career. You might as well retire when you're on top rather than be a guy on Raw who isn't that guy anymore. And someone who grew up in the Jeff Hardy era, it kind of sucks to see him go through that every week. It's pretty depressing. So.
I mean, Daniel, Tim, do you guys have any thoughts on the kickoff match, the pre-show match between the Team Hardy versus Team Jungle Boy guys and stuff, the best friends and Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus?
I saw parts of it, because I was there to watch them, but it was good though. I like Mark Quinn and Private Party. I really feel like they've been their character and their presence in the ring has been getting way better. And I don't know. I like how Mark Quinn got the pink and the green or blue, like the Hardy Boys type. That shit fire. So and they cool. And then the Jungle Boy and all of them, they cool too. I think there was a good. Honestly, it's better than the WWE pre-show. So let's.
Is it? Am I the only one? So listen, I like Jurassic Express. I do like Private Party. I don't know how I feel about the hybrid. I just the Butcher came back or something supposedly. I don't know. I didn't watch the pre-show, that part of it. I was out getting pizza and whatnot. But like, am I the only one that finds that Utah Wheeler guy with the best friends is not just weird?
Yes, but the thing is, the crowd loved him. The crowd.
They like Orange Cassidy and they like Chuck Taylor. I don't know. I miss Trent because this Utah guy in there just feels like it maybe needs to dress more like them or something. He just feels like
I don't even know where he came from to be. Daniel Garcia and him. I don't know where they came from. I don't know. Like they just popped up one day. I'm like, oh, I guess that's Trent's replacement. I got to take this Trent replacement now.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I just don't like that aspect. I like Orange Cassidy. I like the original Best Friends. It's like you take a band and you try to replace like the drummer or one of the people in the band that just doesn't feel the same. Like that's what it feels like right now. You need Orange Cassidy, you need Trent, and you need Chuck Taylor. Like that's the band, not this new guy. Now it's not the same thing anymore. It's like taking someone else and putting them on the Beatles. It would never have fucking worked. Like you need the four of them. You need Ringo, Paul, George, and John. It's weird to me. But that's just me. The show kicked off, the actual show, and it kicked off with Mura defending the AEW TNT Championship against Eddie Kingston. Loved Eddie Kingston's shirt. Redeemed these nuts. Thought that shit was clever and funny, considering Mura calling himself the Redeemer and whatnot. Obviously, we all saw CJ Perry's response to that as well.
I'll redeem your nuts when we get home.
And that's what she said. We'll start with you, Daniel, because you haven't spoken much about the last match. How do you feel about Mura versus Eddie Kingston?
I'm not the biggest Mura fan, and I think it should have been Eddie Kingston who picks up the dub, but I feel like they're gonna give it to Kip. Kip's gonna be the guy who dethrones Mura because it just makes sense story wise. But good match, hot start, and I feel like CJ Perry, aka Lana, is gonna be in AEW very soon, and let's see what happens.
Well, if Kip comes back and if Kip's the one that's going to feud Mura, which makes complete sense. I know they just have Penelope Ali right now doing some stuff against Anna Jay and Tay Conti, but man, I mean, Kip and Penelope feuding with CJ and Mura, like that's something you can do there. There's something there. There's couples right there, real life couples. Obviously, if you listen to our prediction show, like I predicted that Eddie Kingston would win here. With Mura, maybe win the belt back next on Dynamite or like a week down the road or something, just like to give Eddie Kingston that moment, because I feel like he's never gonna win a singles. I don't see Eddie Kingston winning the world title ever. So like I'm like at least he could win the TNT title, and that's like believable enough. Like it's cool. Like you might win the tag belts, but as a singles title, like if he won the TNT championship, like I wouldn't be against it. And Mura could have just kicked his ass in a couple of weeks and got it back or anything like that. Like and Eddie could have cheated to win, and the fans would have still loved it if he cheated to win because they love Eddie Kingston, but. I'm not mad about what happened.
So to Daniel's point, I realized I saw somebody walking around in like a box head or like a plastic bag, and I didn't realize who it was. So I just saw them walking around the arena, and then I go to Twitter, like I think it was a day later, I found out that's Kip Sabian that was walking around in that like box with the box head and plastic brown bag or whatever. So I was like, is he gonna turn this to the angle or something like that? Because I'm like, who just shows up in a brown bag or a brown box? So they probably can turn it into something. I don't really care about Eddie Kingston. It's just his aesthetic. And I know, Justin, we talk a lot about aesthetic in our wrestling rooms. if you don't have that aesthetic, it's like, I can't make you a world champion. I don't want to give you a championship. You could be a tag champion, but I'm not giving you my mid card. I'm not giving you my world title.
I would have been okay with him as TNT champion. I don't think it would have been the end of the world. I didn't want him to have a long reign, but I thought a short reign would have been okay for Eddie Kingston. I thought that would have been respectable for Eddie Kingston. And I worry now, like, and this is a larger topic that we'll get to, obviously, probably a bit later too, but I worry now for guys like Eddie Kingston and Kip Sabian when you're bringing in wrestlers like Adam Cole, and you're bringing in CM Punks and Bryan Danielson's. We got to call him now. The Dragon's back. Like, I worry for them because it goes back to what Bischoff said in my casual conversation with them. It's cool that you can bring these people in. It makes sense maybe from like a marketing standpoint and wanting to grow the company, this and that. But these guys that were up here on the ladder, they're not even on the ladder no more. Like, what do you do with Ricky Starks? What do you do with Brian Cage? What do you do with all these guys that felt like they're gonna get big pushes, but now you're bringing in these other top stars that are gonna, like, there's people on this that weren't on this card that are still like major players. Andrade, Pac, Cody Rhodes. Like, these guys weren't even on the show. These guys weren't even on the show. And look how it was. Malachi Black wasn't even on the show. So many big names. And then what are you going to do with an Eddie Kingston moving forward? Are you going to keep him with Moxley? Like, I don't like. What are you going to do?
No, I agree. I feel like right now we have so much talent in AEW where it's like the men's division has so many, people like you guys mentioned. And I feel like there's people on, Dark now, and there's people on Rampage, and I feel like this goes back to the conversation Justin and I were having yesterday on the phone, where it was like AEW Rampage does need one more hour because, like, how do you
eventually
hour.
But it's in 2 hours after SmackDown. It could be rough.
And it goes back to the thing I said. Guys like Jericho are going to take time off. Guys like Moxey are going to take time off. So the deck reshuffles. Guys like Adam Cole are going to be more on the upfront. You know what I mean? And it gives opportunity to guys like Ricky Starks, Brian Cage, Pillman. Like, there's so much talent. And I feel like right now, they don't need to sign any more talent. Let Bray Wyatt do what he needs to do.
Darby, Sammy, MJF, Jungle Boy. These are all guys I think will be okay because they're like the young talents and they're bringing the future. But I also wonder where they're going to fall in what spot moving forward. If you have all these big names, it's really confusing me. And there was a really good conversation happening in Pro Wrestling Anonymous this morning, Jamari, where it was something I said yesterday too when I was watching the show, and Daniel, we talked about it when we were watching stuff back last night. I'm like, eventually, and I know they say they don't want to hire any more indie talent this now. Eventually, some of these guys are gonna go to the WWE when it gets too crowded in AEW. Their contract's gonna run up. Either they're not gonna get re-signed or they're not gonna want to re-sign because they feel like their creative isn't the best. And now they have this leverage that they were on national television, they were on AEW. And WWE is actually going to show interest because, like, they've already been on TV.
Yeah, but Justin, you got to look at it.
Who's going to be the Chris Jericho that jumps to WWE? Like Jericho jumped from WCW to WWF. Who's going to be the first one to do it?
Why would they jump ship to a company that's sinking? No offense to WWE.
It's never going to sink. Even if it's not going to sink.
Okay, you're saying that, but look at where NXT is right now, dude. That took 7 years to build.
They once had a show called ECW that sucked. They're rolling.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't get the point.
NXT, I feel like it's not like AEW, bro.
Tim, who's the first person from AEW that you think's gonna jump to WWE eventually one day?
Damn, that's crazy.
Popular answer was Brian Cage. That was a popular answer this morning.
Brian, yeah, okay, yeah, that would make that makes. Or Ricky Starks.
I could even see a Ricky Starks jumping if he doesn't get
Ricky Starks. MJF.
MJF maybe. MJF said it one time in an interview. He's like, I'm 22 years old. I could, like, it doesn't mean I can't ever go to the WWE in the future. I'm gonna do this right now. This is what. The problem with MJF is I think he's gonna stay really loyal to this company. The way they have MJF out of all the young guys, MJF, Sammy, Jungle Boy, like out of all the young guys, MJF is the only one I kind of feel is already on that level with the top guys. Like if MJF confronts CM Punk on Wednesday, like it wouldn't surprise me.
I feel like. No, to that point, to add on to that point, if they don't give Hangman his win, I feel like Hangman's going to be on his way because, like, you focused AEW on one guy mostly, and it's around Hangman. You've created the story. Now you need to have a conclusion to it. If they don't, what's the point? Why is he there?
Jamar, do you have an answer of who you think would be the first person to sign over?
So the first person to probably sign over is either Ricky Starks, like we said, or it can either be, I'm trying to think of women, possibly Jade.
That's someone that was on my mind too, because she's actually
she
someone.
Shouldn't, bro.
But WWE would love her look.
They will love her. They will love.
She's awesome.
They have Eva Marie there, and she can't even wrestle. They love looks.
They love, yeah, exactly. They will love Jade. They will call her the 10th wonder of the world, the 11th wonder of the world, because they probably already have the 10th wonder of the world.
Okay, but let me ask you guys this question: who do you think from WWE in the women's division?
We all think Charlotte. I think everyone in United thinks Charlotte.
I think, hear me out. It could be Charlotte or Sasha. Sasha hasn't been featured on TV, and back to your point, she lost passion for professional wrestling. You know what I mean? It's not there anymore.
I think it's Charlotte. I think we talked about this on the TWC show. If you guys want to hear my thoughts of why I think Sasha's been the way Sasha's been for the last couple of years, go listen to the TWC show from last week. I think Sasha's already in the mode of figuring out what she's going to do after wrestling, and that's what's happening in her life right now. I don't think she's sitting there thinking AEW, but she might if she gets more movie roles and TV shit that she can do, and she can have a smaller, shorter schedule at AEW, then potentially. But I think she loves the WWE. She's always wanted to be in the WWE. That's where she was made and created, and I don't see her leaving. Charlotte, on the other hand, her future hubby's there. Her dad's eventually going to be there. She's accomplished everything that she could accomplish in the WWE. And if her dad taught her anything, like her dad was never just, he was NWA, he's WCW, he was WWF, back to WCW, back to WWE. Like, he'd probably just go. He even went to Impact, you know?
Yeah. Bro, Jade versus Charlotte.
You know? I'll be fired.
Anyways, that's just moving forward with the matches. The second match tonight was John Moxey against Kojima. I had to watch this one back last night because I didn't really pay attention to it when I was on live. I was busy trying to, do a bunch of stuff. But watching it back once again, like another really good wrestling match. Like it was a good, solid match between a Japanese legend and Moxley. I was sitting there questioning during the match, what does Moxley do after this? And Daniel, this from the TWC show, I've been pushing towards Moxley needs to turn heel. Moxley needs to start being pissed about these guys coming into the company now, since he was one of the first people to jump ship and be like, oh, now you guys are here when I was here first and I held this company down through a pandemic as a champion. Now CM Punk wants to come. Now Bryan down. Like, he needs to be pissed about that and turn heel. That's what I think Moxley should be doing.
100%.
But then we were surprised with Minoru Suzuki walking out at the end. And I know this might just be a one-night thing for Dynamite, but that made me go like, okay, I can fuck with this a little bit longer. If Moxie's gonna be fighting Japanese people and shit for a bit, okay. Jamari, you were there live. How was it?
Y'all know that's literally. I was like, when I saw Minoru Suzuki. Minoru Suzuki come out screaming like a little, high school girl. So I was really happy about it. So I wanted Tanahashi originally to be in that match. That's what I was hoping for. But we got Kojima. But like I said, we got Minoru Suzuki coming out, and I was like, "Oh my god, I've never been so scary but so happy in my life to see this man." So yeah, it was a great night. The crowd erupted once they really heard the lyrics. Because at first everybody was like, "What's going on?" Until we saw on the Titantron. Thank God they have Titantrons on WWE that shows who the heck the person really is, or video packages, and then we're like, "Oh crap, it's him! He's really coming out here." So it's probably going to be a one-off. But I'm okay with that. I'm just glad I got to see one of my brutal Japanese legends.
Daniel?
I think it was a cool moment and a cool opportunity for AEW to, open the forbidden door. But I think Tanahashi versus Moxley will happen down the line. But, Suzuki coming out and, it's going to be good, man. And that exchange they had, in the middle of the ring, the crowd popped, people were happy, satisfied.
Tim?
It was a good match. I mean, I'm not really familiar with New Japan, but it's cool that they're bringing in wrestlers from there, legends and stuff like that. So that way, people like me, people that's not really familiar with that, could get to know them. But it was a good match, though. I was like, damn, wait a minute, this match is fire.
I want to bounce off your point that you're not really familiar with them and stuff, because I think that is fair, right? A lot of people don't watch New Japan Pro Wrestling, but we talked about this quite a bit. I don't know. I feel like I've had so many conversations about All Out in the last couple of days. I don't know who I talked about it with or when I talked about it. It could have been with Daniel, could have been in Clubhouse, but it did come up where I was like, one of the cool things about the AEW fan base is that it is a hardcore wrestling fan, right? Like those are the fans that watch AEW. And it's the older demographic. It's like the 15 to 32-year-olds that love AEW. It's the people that grew up on wrestling but kind of got turned off by WWE, so they like this because it's wrestling. It's not sports entertainment. It's a little bit different. And I was like, even like if Minoru Suzuki walked out on a Monday Night Raw or at a SummerSlam and shit, I feel like people wouldn't even know who the fuck he was.
Mm-hmm.
But because it's AEW, he walked out there and that place popped. And I think that's the beauty of the AEW fan base, is because they're wrestling fans and they know these people and they know it's someone special and it's something special. And I think that's fucking super cool. And it's cool that they can pull shit off like that, because I'm not trying to show in the WWE that would not work there. You could not have Suzuki walk out and on a Monday Night Raw or a SmackDown, the fans pop like that. If Suzuki walked out to challenge Roman Reigns for a special episode of SmackDown, I don't think they would pop like that. The NXT crowd, maybe, but
That's
not the Raw. You know, and those are the type of moments that only AEW can make. And I know I sound really ass kissy right now, but that's the truth. And
I mean, yeah,
you know, and it's cool that they can pull shit off like that. The third match on the card was the singles match for the AEW Women's Championship. It was the DMD herself, Dr. Britt Baker, along with Jamie Hayden Reba, a Rebel. She calls her Reba.
Rebel, not Reba.
And she defeated Chris Statlander, who had Orange Cassidy with her. But anybody want to start that one off? How do you guys feel about that?
It was, how can I say this? It was Chris Statlander's best match and Britt Baker's probably second best match in AEW. Okay. But I feel like it could have been way more, if that makes sense. It could have been way more, as in I feel like they gave it their all, but their all wasn't enough. I don't know if that count is adding up, but I know when I watch WWE, I hate to compare, but when we watch WWE matches between either the Four Horsewomen, or if we even go back to Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair, it felt special. That didn't have that special feeling, I think, only because we know that Britt Baker, DMD, was going to win that match all along. We knew that title was not going to come off her hand.
Yeah, that wasn't the time to take the belt over. Tim, any thoughts on that match? Did you watch it?
No, the match was good. I didn't watch the whole match, honestly. Yeah, Britt Baker. I already knew she was gonna win. That's why I wasn't like engaged in it. She's awesome though. I already knew she was gonna win.
Once on those first three matches, I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I was watching, but I was kind of checked out. But I did go back and watch it. And going back and watching it, it was a good match, man. Both women delivered. I'm still not like a huge Chris Statlander fan, but I will admit that she came through and gave us a great match. You know, with Britt, like it was. I can't hate it. I want Britt to face someone else. Obviously, we got Ruby Soho, and they're trying to show that Thunder Rosa is still an option. Like, I'm happy that we're moving on from Chris Statlander. I don't know what Chris Statlander does next, but solid match. I like the curb stomps. I like the finish. I like the. They tried to give us a little bit of a story. Daniel, do you have any thoughts on the match?
Good match. We'll see what happens for Britt and see. I feel like she's in a long title reign.
You can't take the belt off her. She's so over.
She's so over, right? And I feel like she's gonna hold it for at least a year, you know. And we'll see what happens.
Her holding the belt, but I think that I don't know.
Do you think Reba's gonna turn on her?
I think Jamie Hayter is. I think Jamie Hayter is there to turn on her.
Maybe the story is there, but I feel like, you know, Britt hitting the Panama Sunrise during the match to hint Adam Cole was pretty cool.
Yeah, we'll get there, baby. We got the Lucha Brothers versus the Young Bucks in the steel cage for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. We did talk briefly about this when we started this. I will start this one off. Really long. It felt really long, especially watching it back because I watched it twice. But in the moment, watching it live, and it's one of those situations where watching it live in the moment, I'm like, this is fucking insanity. But I expected nothing less. Everything that happened, I expected nothing less. And I enjoyed every fucking second of it. Like, there was blood, there was high spots, there was super kicks, there was the old Young Bucks shoe with the thumbtacks at the bottom. I remember I popped when that happened. It was fucking dope. Like, I have nothing bad to say about it. It's not my favorite kind of wrestling. I don't like crazy ass shit like that all the fucking time, but like I enjoyed the fuck out of it. The one thing, I'll tell you what I didn't enjoy about it. And it only works because it was a tag match. But even then, there was some shit. I'm like, how the fuck is that person getting up from what they just got hit by? There was a lot of near falls and false finishes to things that should have ended the fucking match. then the person will just jump off and break the pin, which you can get away with that because it's a tag match, so someone can break a pin. But then it's like, why the fuck is that guy even getting up so fast? He just got kicked in the face with thumbtacks. I don't fucking know. Yeah. So there's a little bit of that bothers me, but that's just me being nitpicky and being like that smart mark. That was like, oh, I like old school wrestling. But if I'm just going to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show, it was a fucking blast. Tim?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. I agree with you with it's too many kickouts. Like if they do mad stuff and it's like, damn, that person, or like the person, let's say the Young Bucks do, they finish up. And they still kicking out. Like I'm not gonna lie, because they did that on a few of the other matches. That they had that TLC or ladder match. But me, I don't care. That shit was fire. I like the ending. Especially when they masks was ripped and Penta was bleeding, Phoenix was bleeding, and then they kids came out. Like I was that emotional. They deserve it, man. They worked their butt off, and I'm a big Lucha Bros fan. And, yeah, we lit, man. That match was fire.
Daniel?
Good match. I agree with your point. There too many kickouts, and but you know what? I think he pulled out like the Travis Scotts or whatever during the match, and it was like 5K.
And he laced him up with thumbtacks in the bottom.
That was smart marketing. Smart marketing to get.
And they popped off on all like the sneaker pages on Instagram.
Exactly, bro. Smart marketing, bro. Like AEW is smart marketing.
They're in touch. Everyone knows what they're into and their things that they're into, and like the Young Bucks like sneakers and shit. So they're in touch with their cultures there, and they're in touch with the fans. And I think that's what kind of makes them different. And they don't really need that much permission to do things like you do in the WWE. So like when they're like, that was probably their idea, and then someone's like, fuck, if you guys want to do it, go ahead and do it. Jamari, you were there live. What was the reaction to the cage match? What was the crowd like? What was the vibes?
Well, what's it called? When I was watching that match, I wasn't watching this Jamari. I was watching this El Negro, the luchador. It was a lot of stuff going on. Saw a lot of super kicks. I saw a lot of high spots. I saw a lot of Ray Phoenix. I saw a lot of what you said, Justin. Also, kicking, basically selling the move, but then all of a sudden get a second win. And I know what really killed me is that super kick spot where they were going for chops, and then super kicks. Then Ray Phoenix got super kicked. He kicked up, super kick, and then it went into a double clothesline from Matt Jackson and Penta. And I was like, well, this is kind of weird because I'm like, I thought you guys were halfway dead, and all of a sudden you got like all the energy in the world. So it was just weird how some moments they have all the energy in the world, then some moments they're just like barely hanging on. So yeah, that's
basic. And lastly, I'm fucking so happy for the Lucha Brothers being the tag champs. I do think they deserve to be tag champs at least once in AEW. So now that that's ticked off their list of tag team titles that they've won as well, because we've seen them like be a tag team, then we've also seen them try to push them as single stars, Penta doing his own thing and Phoenix doing his own thing. Then they were trying to like pair up like Phoenix with like Pac or like Penta with like Eddie Kingston. It's like, no, I want the Lucha Brothers together to win the tag team titles. And we got that, and that makes me really happy. Now if they lose them one day and never win them again, I don't care, because they had one time that the Lucha Brothers, Ray Phoenix and Pentagon, were the AEW World Tag Team Champions, and that just makes me happy inside.
It was electric. Like when I say it was electric, you know how when they say like this place is shaking?
Yeah,
that place was like legit. I'm like, whoa, like I'm not, this is not a joke. I was in my seat and it was legit shaking because, you know, people are like stomping and stuff, and it was legit shaking in there, and it was so loud. I was like, oh crap, they really love the Lucha Bros.
There was something very apropos about the Lucha Bros winning those tag belts from the Young Bucks.
They would have riot. Like look, I say this: if CM Punk would have lost, they would have riot. If the Lucha Bros would have lost that match, they would have burnt the whole town down.
And there literally was a fear that the Young Bucks could win, because we've seen the Young Bucks just beat everybody in the last title reign. You know what I mean? Like there was that thing like, oh, the Young Bucks are just gonna keep going, because there was already like the a mindset that Kenny wasn't going to lose, because we all want Hangman to take that belt from Kenny. So it's like, oh, the Elite's just gonna continue with all the belts, and this is gonna keep going. So the fact that the Lucha Brothers beat them, fucking cool. The fact that the Young Bucks aren't really holding the tag titles hostage no more. And listen, I love the Young Bucks. I'm a fan of the Young Bucks. Matt's the fucking man. Nick looked hilarious, and I love that he's going above and beyond to be extremely hateable. But like, I felt this entire time, I'm like, you have FTR fighting with Santana and Ortiz. You have all these tag teams in a stable with Matt Hardy, but yet the tag titles are held hostage by the Young Bucks, who really don't need them. Like they can still be as hateable and cocky without those tag belts. And there's so many great tag teams on. Like, if there's one division that is so solid in AEW that is very easily to like point out and be like, there's these tag teams. It's a tag division. They have a really solid tag division. They've always had a really solid tag division. And now FTR, if they're still able to go, I don't know what this deal is with Cash or what, if it's like what the real situation is. Santana and Ortiz. All these teams can now go after like 2.0. All these teams can now challenge the Lucha Brothers and build that tag team division again. And the Young Bucks can do their shit with the Elite now. The Young Bucks and Adam Cole can go after these rumored trios titles that might come out of some shit. Like, we don't know.
I'm hoping Santana and Ortiz win the belts, man. I'm really hoping for that.
Yeah, for sure. And now I want all these other. And then listen, I don't want the tag titles flipping around so much, but now this gives the opportunities for other tag teams to win those belts.
Bring them belts to New York.
I believe that they're actually going to win them, and unlike Go ahead, Jamar.
Yeah. So Tim, to your point, I wanted the Young Bucks to retain because I wanted Santana Ortiz to win it in New York. I wanted them to win.
I'm going to the show in New York, but that's a regular show, right?
It's a kind of special show, but it's a regular show.
Is it a Dynamite or a live show?
I think it's a Dynamite. I'm not mistaken.
Because I'm like, if you booked Santana and Ortiz, who just beat FTR in a really solid tag match this week on Dynamite against the Lucha Brothers, I'm like, hey,
bro, if they win, bro, and I'm there, bro.
But even if they don't win, just have that match in New York. Santana and Ortiz versus the Lucha Brothers. Like, that feels like it's what needs to happen.
Bro, I might bring my Puerto Rican flag. I ain't gonna lie. I'm so dead ass. Like,
then once again, like I said earlier on the show, I was really glad this match made the main show rather than being on the pre-show, because I don't usually watch pre-shows, not even for the WWE. I feel like if the show starts at 5, that's when the show starts for me. I'm gonna run around and get as much done as I can prior to that time. I'm not, because everyone that complains that shows are too long, that's your fault. It's because you sit there for the pre-show. It could be an hour shorter for you if you just skipped it. That's the fucking truth. But there was a 21-woman casino battle royal, and my thoughts about this was just like, I'm really glad this got to showcase the AEW women's division, because even I myself was sitting there like, yo, they do have a lot of talent. Now it's time to book these women properly and develop them as characters and personalities on TV. And as we could see within the battle royal, we saw that there are like mini feuds and stuff. There was Anna Jay and Tay Conti having beef with Ali and Penelope. There was Red Velvet beating up anyone that's associated with Britt Baker. We saw Nyla and Jade kind of go at each other. We saw Thunder Rosa trying to fight off Nyla and Jade herself. Like, I'm like, oh, there is depth in the AEW women's division. And that was something that didn't exist a year ago. And now there's legitimate depth. I'm going to say something that might trigger some people right now and piss them off, but I'm just going to be completely honest because that's what I try to do. I still don't care about any of the Japanese women that came out there. Emi Sakura, Riho, Shida, like, they do nothing for me. And literally do fucking nothing.
Going home. It's going home.
But Thunder Rosa, Jade Cargill, Kiera Hogan, even Big Swole, Anna Jay, Tay Conti, Ali, Penelope Ford, like all them, like I felt something with them all. Nyla Rose, Shida came out, Riho came out, Emi Sakura came out. I'm like, get them fuck out of here.
Yeah, Jade, nice, man. Jade and Britt Baker holding it down right now. That's the truth.
And then obviously the debut of Ruby Soho. There was something beautiful. The fact that once again AEW lives off these rumors. And they believe in them so hard. And then it was one of those situations, and someone tweeted this, I forget who it was. Isn't it crazy that the fans want something and then the company actually delivers on all fields? Like, the fans wanted Ruby Soho. They were chanting Ruby Soho when the countdown was going down for the Joker prior to even coming out of her music hitting. And then who came out? Ruby motherfucking Soho. So like
But I feel like, sometimes giving fans everything isn't the best idea, because wrestling fans especially are fickle, and if they get used to something for so long, they're going to turn on it. And I give it 6 months and they're going to get bored of Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson. You heard it here first.
All right, but how do you feel about Ruby Soho? Are you happy that she's here?
I'm happy.
Did you enjoy the Battle Royal? Did you enjoy it sparing the fuck out of someone? I forget who it was. I think it was Jamie Hayter, but it was like a Bobby Lashley style spear.
Yeah, she sold the hell out of it. It was good, man. I enjoyed it. Top to bottom, great show. And especially the women. You had so many women there, from Dar, from from Rampage, and it's cool that they're getting featured. And I forgot one chick. She's from Chicago, and she got a big pop, and it was cool to see that. You know what I'm talking about, Jamari?
I know something about.
Yeah. Really cool to see that. But yeah, man, I'm happy for all of them.
How did you feel about the Battle Royal, Jamari?
So
Sky Blue.
The person about that Daniel is speaking of is Sky Blue. Yeah. Funny enough, that night when she got into the Battle Royal, I was texting her boyfriend because Jake went to school. Shout out Jake Painter. He's actually a professional wrestler too. I was texting him and I was like, dude, your girl is having the loudest pop of the night. Like, it's probably going to be louder than CM Punk, but it was at that level of CM Punk, how loud it was in that stadium. On Dark, it didn't seem that loud, but I was like, yo, it's electric in here. And when she got eliminated, everybody was pissed. But when she came out too, everybody was so happy and loud, throwing out anger. But it's like, it had to happen. But the way they did it with her going over and Abaddon going over too, it kind of made up for it. And everybody forgot about it. Because wrestling fans, once again, are fickle. They don't remember. We have short-term memory sometimes. Sometimes. Not all the times. But yeah, shout out Jake Painter. Shout out Sky Blue. If you see them on Instagram, they're wonderful wrestlers. Sky Blue is a wonderful wrestler. I love them. I like to call them my kids. I'm so proud of them.
And I enjoyed the Battle Royal. And I'm happy Ruby Soho is the winner. I think they really showcased who they think are really big contenders for Britt Baker moving forward, and that was Ruby and Thunder Rosa. That was your final two. And I think sometimes, because just the way she's been featured, sometimes we forget how good Thunder Rosa can be. I know not everybody's huge fans of her, but I think she's really good.
She's good. She's awesome.
Yeah, and I really do want to see her face Britt Baker again while Britt Baker's champion. And I honestly, I will get Britt Baker and Ruby Soho, but I'm even down for a triple threat between Thunder Rosa, Ruby Soho, and Britt Baker. I think that would be money.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm with it, bro. I think if they did that, they would really put the women's division on the map and just keep growing, keep bringing these women from Impact and the indie scene and doing what you got to do to grow it, man. If they're gonna grow a division, it needs to be the women's division. They need to chill on the male division, focus on the women's division.
How do you feel, Tim? You want to say something?
Yeah, honesty, bro. Honesty. What's the hype about Ruby Soho?
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up because I want to say this stuff on the show, and I've talked so much about it, and I never got to say it on the show, and I would have regretted it after. When I look at Ruby Riott when she's in the WWE, and I used to say this all the fucking time. I've said in Clubhouse a billion times. I've said on the TWC show. I'm like, she was never gonna be someone for that company that they were gonna put the belt on. Maybe in NXT, but never on the main roster. She's not what Vince likes. She's way too punk. She's way too tatted up. And I'm not saying she's not attractive. She's pretty. She's attractive, but she's not my type. And then she's not a lot of people's type that way either. So she doesn't have that appeal, okay, that WWE wants. But I was like, you know what's so fucking crazy is if she was in any other fucking company, whether it was AEW, MLW, Impact, she'd be the champion because she's good. But she went to the WWE and they took, and listen, I didn't know who Heidi Lovelace was prior to the independent, when she was in the independence. I knew Ruby from when she came into NXT, and that's where I first saw her and stuff. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I was this big Heidi Lovelace fan since she was on the independents. But I knew when she came to WWE, whatever stock she had, the moment she came in the main roster, that stock dropped because she didn't fit in with that crowd. She didn't fit in with Alexa Bliss and Charlotte and Mandy Rose and these girls that the WWE loves. Because there's a certain like standard that they want over there.
Aesthetic.
There's a certain aesthetic that they want over there. Ruby would kill it anywhere. Look at what's happening to Shayna Baszler because she doesn't fit that aesthetic. They're pushing Nia Jax over Shayna Baszler because Shayna Baszler doesn't fit that aesthetic. But anywhere else, if Shayna Baszler was in AEW or MLW or Impact, Shayna Baszler would be a champion anywhere else. And that's the same way I feel about Ruby. And the thing that was so beautiful about yesterday was the fact that Ruby Riott walked out there happy with a smile on her face because she's finally got the opportunity that she actually deserves. If you haven't seen Ruby Riott properly wrestle yet, or Ruby Soho, my bad. We're gonna call
Destination. No.
Now you're gonna see what the hype was all about that we never got to see in the WWE because she never got those opportunities because she didn't have the aesthetic that the WWE likes.
That's fair. Yeah, I know she was in that group, but
exactly. But
I never really
on the main roster. her stock was dropped. They didn't treat her like a star.
I honestly wanted Jade to win, bro. You know how I feel about Jade. I feel like she should have won, man.
The issue with Jade, my only issue with Jade has the look. Jade has the aesthetic. Jade has championship material written all over her. She can cut a great fucking promo. Even in the battle royal, she seemed lost and confused.
She got exposed in that battle royal. Exposed.
Everyone else kind of knew what to do. She didn't know what the fucking.
She got exposed. And I hate
so what? She don't gotta know, man. She got the look, man. That's it.
She has a look. She can talk.
You can have a look.
To get that wrestling.
You gotta wrestle, yeah. In the wrestling company, you gotta learn how to wrestle.
That's a difference. AEW is a fucking wrestling company. WWE, Jade would be the champion right now.
Yeah, but still, man. Yeah, why y'all scared, man? Y'all scared?
I'm not scared.
Jay should have won that, man. Second, Thunder Rosa.
And Thunder Rosa, I think I would have been okay with Thunder Rosa.
Ruby Soho just came. The Thunder Rosa should have won.
It makes sense.
The only way they could book a Ruby Soho Britt Baker match was for her to win this battle royal because supposedly wins and losses matter.
Yep, there you go.
This is a loophole. She won the battle royal. Now we have to give her a title shot.
Yeah, but she just came.
Yeah, but that was the only way for her to get that title shot without having to build up.
And I
elevation or Dynamite.
And I promised him she's not gonna get that title shot all the way in fucking Full Gear or something. She's probably gonna get at the New York show or something very soon on a Dynamite or a Rampage. That's when she's gonna get the title shot. They're gonna get it out of the way, and then that's why I'm like. But then eventually maybe we can get a triple threat situation with Thunder Rosa, Ruby, and you know what I mean. But just to make her credible name. This is what's gonna happen. She won the.
I wonder if she's gonna pop in New York.
Jungle Boy won the men's battle royal, fought Kenny Omega. That was the loophole Jungle Boy that shot. You know.
I wonder if she's gonna have a pop in New York because I feel like New York is not really a punk rock like scene. I mean, like it is, but like I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Maybe it is, but I don't know, man.
She's a wrestler, and I think wrestling fans in New York love wrestling, and they're just gonna appreciate that she left WWE and came here because wrestling fans in New York are like that.
I was like Chicago fans and New York fans are kind of the same, but
the East Coast is very similar. That East Coast vibe over there that you guys in Philly and Chicago.
That shit's different. That's what I'm saying. They gotta put a show.
That shit hits different over there. That Northeast up there, I know you guys. My biggest following is from New York. I read my fucking comments. I know what these people are like. So like
these people, I'm joking. What you gonna say about New York people? I'm
a fucking West Coast. Chilling over here, having a good time. You know, just hanging out, smoking some weed, chilling and shit, not taking shit too seriously. They take it fucking seriously over there and shit.
Justin's scared of Chicago, by the way. Just to let y'all know.
I'm scared of nothing.
I had to teach you.
Right.
You think I'm scared of Chicago? I'm telling you, let me come out there and I'll show you all. Watch me.
Yo, Justin, you gotta pull up to Harlem, man. Stop panicking.
I was in Harlem. Yo, I got off the fucking subway and was in Harlem for like a half hour.
What train?
Roaming around the streets and shit. I don't even fucking know why.
You see, that sounds like suburban to me right there. Like suburban.
Should have pulled up to the 4, man. We would have been living.
People there.
I gotta take you to Inglewood real quick. I gotta take you.
I've been to the Inglewood in Cali and Hong shit.
Nah, you would have been living the Walking Dead, man. The experience here, man.
I'm gonna come to Chicago. I'm gonna come to fucking New York. I want you guys to take me to the weirdest restaurants and spots out there.
We gotta take you to Harold's, boy. We gotta take you to Harold's.
Places where it looks like
what I tell you about
food, where life is threatened there just to get some food. Those are the places I want to go.
Yeah, remember that episode of Raw? Remember that episode of Raw where all the zombies came in? That's how it's gonna be, man.
But like I said, the food. If my life don't feel threatened, I don't want the food. But back to
wrestling. If my life don't feel threatened, that's crazy.
I don't want.
What he told me is I don't
want the food.
Like, yo, I'm dead scared right now, but this food
I'm so
is
scared.
crazy.
If you're not rude to me, they don't have a bulletproof window. If I don't feel like my life is threatened, I don't want the food. It's not gonna be as good.
If there's no argument in the restaurant, I don't
want it. If anybody having a fight outside, I don't want it. If John Cena and freaking Batista ain't fighting, beside while I'm trying to eat my, chicken or my potatoes or whatever, I don't want the food. It has to be some action for me to make sure this food is good.
That's that funny.
I will come in and have all these. Listen, guys, I'm not a fucking I want to go places and get shit-faced for 3 days straight, party on balconies and rooftops and clubs every single fucking day. I like to do that maybe 1 or 2 of the nights, but if I'm going somewhere, I want experiences. And I want to go to these spots. I want to fucking see shit. I want to know what the regular people do in that city on a regular day, not just what you do when you're a tourist coming there.
They're gonna chop cheese.
Exactly. So when I do come, I want take me to the weirdest fucking restaurant that you like going to every fucking week.
I don't know if you're gonna come back, but hey, if you wanna do it.
That's what I like. People like to go on trips. People like to go on trips and they like to go to the bougie fucking drinking spots, get shit-faced, get bottle service, and that's a fucking trip. I'm like, fuck that. I'm too old for that shit now. I want to go experience the city. I want to know what to do.
Hold on. I know this is a visual aid, but look, keep messing around. You're going to have one of these over your forehead like this. Over your forehead.
I got a selfie light, man.
This man going to have one of these float over his head traveling with me.
Yeah. You're making Chicago seem like it's dangerous and shit.
Some parts of it is.
Chris Jericho versus MJF. Did we think that? Honestly, I went into this all week long thinking that Jericho's taking time off, he's gonna lose.
Yeah, you were saying that.
Boy, was I wrong, Tim.
You were saying that. Match was good. I really enjoyed MJF's troll entrance. That was fire. MJF got it, man. MJF is a star, and it was a good match.
MJF, that's the thing. MJF is legitimately in a listen. I think Jungle Boy is too, and Sammy, but MJF is in a position where I even think like he can hold the mic up against CM Punk and Daniel Bryan and
anybody, bro.
Have promos against them, and it would work. I can't say the same for Jungle Boy. I can't say the same for Sammy realistically, but like MJF, like I trust him to be like, go out there. You're going 1-on-1 with CM Punk on the mic. Okay, I mean, like,
I believe it.
I'll believe it. Jamari, what was the live crowd with that troll?
So everybody believed it. I knew it was a troll. I knew it was. Because I'm like, all right, MJS have to come out first because, of course, you know, they want Judas to go on last. We're going to get into Judas and that also. But I saw the countdown, Jericho's last match. People in the crowd were literally like arguing with him. MJF's going to the crowd arguing with people. MJF's ripping up signs in front of people, throwing it in their face. So he gets it. Sometimes he can go a little bit too far, but he gets it.
How did you feel about the Judas thing? Because you said something on Clubhouse.
So on TV, I listened back. I watched it again. It sounded okay. It still wasn't good, but the guitar sounded okay on TV. Live, it sounded disgusting. You see people start stumbling over the words. They didn't know how to sing it because the guitar was sounding so terrible inside the arena. That we start slipping over words. It's like, what part are we on? What have I become? Like out of nowhere, you like nobody knew where to come in at. And we was like, all right, when is the theme song gonna hit? But it's all guitar. So everybody was kind of pissed. I was kind of pissed off too. Cause I was like, I'm waiting for the whole theme song to go off, and it's just like the guitar, and it sounded god awful.
No, fair enough. Because on TV it came off really well, but I could even sense I'm like, these people don't know how to sing along with just the guitar. And then it seemed like they were off key. And as per usual, when they got to the chorus, it seemed like they kind of got it together, but I don't think it played out exactly how they wanted it to play out. So I do have to agree with that. Did MJF not look like Prince John from Robin Hood? Or am I just tripping?
Yo, bro. I'm tight. Justin had that stash. He had that stash.
How did he not look like that?
Yeah, Justin had that stash. He was waiting for that
one. What do you mean? I'm just saying, did he not look like that?
He had that in his ass pocket, man. He did.
I'm not wrong, though, right? He looked like that, right?
Nah, he did, bro. Yeah, the tie was kind of funny. I ain't gonna lie. When he came out,
it was.
What? I fucked with it though, but we're gonna take this off the screen now. I enjoyed the match. I enjoyed the match. I don't know what to say. Like I'm a big MJF fan. I like the shit he does. I like Jericho. I think MJF brings the best out of Jericho, and Jericho hasn't been looking the best in recent history, especially in all these like the little matches he had with Hubitu and everything. You're kind of like, Jericho seems a little off, but when he's in there with MJF, it clicked. Jamari, you were there live once again. The false finish. Was there a negative reaction to that, or?
It was just silent because it kind of felt like the Undertaker moment where like, oh crap, like he actually lost. Now from my angle, I know I showed you the video. You really couldn't see that he had his foot on the rope. So my section and over, was petrified, like, oh crap, we just saw Jericho's last match. Other side is like, boo, like this actually happened. He had his foot on the rope. So half of the crowd was confused, half of the crowd kind of knew. But I've also been hearing, once again, like I said, I only saw one side, that Jericho got his foot on the rope late.
Oh.
I didn't see it, so I wouldn't know, but they did say he got his foot on the rope late. So if we can somehow find that out, that'd be great. I don't know. But I was like, crap, Jericho's gone. You know, he's never going to come back to AEW. In my head, I'm thinking he's going to WWE just to go to the Hall of Fame. You know, that's what I was thinking in my head.
Yeah.
So.
He's not even in the Hall of Fame. I damn forgot.
I mean, the Hall of Fame is kind of like not even a real Hall of Fame. So.
A lot of people saying that.
Vince McMahon's mind.
Danny,
but I feel like you need that, though.
Pardon?
Any thoughts on MJF and Jericho?
That ending caught me off guard. I mean, I thought Jericho was going to lose, but good for him. You know, this adds to the story. Hopefully, this is the end of the feud. Jericho can do his Fozzy thing while MJF is here to hold this place down for the next 20, 30 years, you know? Yeah.
Does MJF continue feuding Inner Circle members? We saw the Inner Circle come out there and celebrate with Jericho and, you know, hold him up. But then is Jericho going to get ridden off of TV this Wednesday or Friday? Like, what, like, there's so many questions left. A lot of people were pissed that Jericho beat MJF, but to those type of fans, like, MJF has beat this guy like twice already. It was okay that Jericho won here. It's like, it's fine. No, MJF has beat him 3 times. There you go. It's okay if Jericho won here. It's okay, especially with that stipulation. It's like it was either go either way. Jericho wins and he continues to wrestle when he comes back or whatnot, or Jericho loses and he has a fake retirement like Terry Funk and comes out to wrestle again anyways in the future anyways.
He's gonna hang it up.
I don't think he's gonna hang it up. This is the thing with Jericho. I don't necessarily think he's gonna wrestle as much as he's wrestled since AEW started, but I also don't think he's gonna hang it up. I think what we should do is thank Jericho, because even before Moxey, Jericho's on board with this AEW thing. Jericho was the first big name outside the elite that came from the WWE and says, "I'm gonna be a part. I'm gonna try this AEW shit with these guys. I'm gonna give it a shot." Then Moxey came. Now all these other guys are coming. Like Jericho set that table, and Jericho's rocked it since the beginning of All Elite Wrestling. The first ever AEW champion. So many of the great feuds, so many of the great matches, the Inner Circle, so much great shit revolved around Jericho. It's going to be nice to take a break from Jericho right now.
100%.
Now that all these other guys are here. But I don't think Jericho's done. When Jericho's done, do I want it to be against someone like MJF or Sammy or one of the younger guys? For sure. But we'll see when that happens. Anything else?
No, say. No, say.
All right.
With that one.
Well, Mr. CM Punk returned to the ring and wrestled Darby Allin. Mr. Brooks came out there, and I was hyped for Darby and Sting, and there was things that he wasn't going to stay out there, but then Punk came out there, and he had a wrestling match with Darby Allin. Very, we've seen all over social media, if you guys haven't, very reminiscent to the Bret Hart 1-2-3 Kid match from 1994 in Raw, a lot of callbacks to that, but just a wrestling match. And Punk still does have it, I think. But first things before we go there, how do we all feel about this entire?
It's clobbering time.
It was good, bro. I'm not a CM Punk fan, but it was a great match. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. They had a really great match. It was a great first match. A tie was kind of it, but
you don't like the tights. You really don't like the tights.
It needed more. I told you, bro. Like he needed more the artwork or something, man. Like,
so you're not against the pants. You just think it needs
I'm not. I just think like
that I can understand. That's fair.
Like it was just plain, bro. Like just tight. Like
no, I understand that. I wasn't like I didn't want him personally. Even the road leading up to something like there was a part of me like, and I know like this like I don't know why I was thinking.
You didn't want to see his thighs.
No, I didn't want to see him coming back out there in underwear again. I didn't want to see the exact same. I didn't want to see the exact same CM Punk. I'm like, if he has the opportunity to come back and change, and you guys know that bothers me when people don't come back and change. If he had that opportunity, then fucking do it. You had 7 years off. Imagine having 7 years off and then coming back doing the exact same shit you were doing 7 years ago. And a lot of it was the same, but he looked different with the tights. And I know it's such a small detail, but it makes me happy inside. You know, like if you know, like if I don't know, like I just
So you're telling me in 4 months coming back year because you can't have that same aesthetic, same gimmick that you have.
Like,
so you're gonna have
it used to bother me from like 2007 to like 2012 when Undertaker would usually come back looking the same because I was always used to Undertaker come back and looking different. Like every time Undertaker went away, he'd come back looking different. I loved that about him.
Yeah, when he went
every time Roddy Piper went away and Roddy Piper came back, he had different hair, different look. You know what I mean? Like I like it when people change shit up. Even when Randy Orton just came back after 7 months, he's got a whole new goatee and shit. I'm like, let's go. I like small changes that show like different periods of your career and shit.
The tights was cool. They was too bad. Like I ain't like the design. I feel like he could have like, did something fire. Like,
are you crapping on that Chicago flag, the Illinois flag that we have, sir?
I didn't even know that was a flag, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Dad never knew that was a flag.
That design, that is a flag of ours. Sir.
The stars?
Yeah. No, that's a real flag of ours. I'm not joking.
No, but I'm saying, but he had different colors though. That's what I'm saying. The colors
that's our flag. That's the flag.
Black, blue, and red.
So make that white, and that's the flag.
That's what I'm saying. He could have changed the tie. He could have put like white or some shit or like.
So you want to come and like see him possibly doodle himself if he get hit too hard. That's what we're saying.
Because he came out looking like Hollywood Hogan, man. He came out looking like Hollywood, man.
Daniel, how'd you feel? I know you're a big Punk fan as well.
This was cool, man. I watched the match by at least like 10 times. This match was like the best match this year. The biggest hype match of all time, bro. Straight up, this was huge. And like I think this pay-per-view, and people can come at me all they want. This event All Out was bigger than WrestleMania this year. I'll go on a limb and say that. Like, and
let me see that.
Oh wow, that's a fucking dope shirt.
Let me see the front.
Not sure.
That's hard, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I would dare cop that. That's hard.
That's pretty sick. But that's I was gonna say. So the first sequence with the 1, 2, 3 kid in the Bret Hart thing was cool. There was a callback to that, and there's a lot of cool things, man. And the fact that Sting comes out at the end and puts over Punk. Part of me wishes Sting just dropped CM Punk with the Scorpion drop.
Punk said it in the post show scrimmage when someone asked him, and he's like, it would be a bucket list thing for him to work with Sting, and even if it's like whatever. And I actually would love to see Sting. Sting and CM Punk are two guys in my top 10 favorites of all time because I was a little Stinger growing up.
Oh yeah.
And I know we don't want to see Sting wrestle so much, and he doesn't, which is cool. He doesn't. I'm glad he doesn't. But I think a match with Punk would be fucking dope.
I love Sting.
Same here, and I was glad that Sting left for the match, let them do their thing. When Sting came back out at the end, the show of respect from both sides, leaving Punk with the ring. They're leaving Chicago. We'll see how the rest of the world reacts to Punk now, and I'm happy he's back. And he could still go. He still has it. Like we talked about earlier, he didn't give us everything. There wasn't the Anaconda Vice. There wasn't the Bulldog. There wasn't the Flying Elbow. Maybe he's in changes arsenal. Maybe he's not going to do some of those things anymore because he doesn't want to.
No, I think it's cool. I think the fact of the matter is the fact that he evolved and changed, man. He comes back, he keeps the slick back, but changes his tights. And who knows? Maybe he might bring the trunks back. Personally, I love Punk. This is gonna sound weird. Punk looks better in trunks than he does in pants. The pants thing is still weird to me. And I know
you like seeing his thighs.
He does. He actually does. I don't know what he was talking to me about this morning.
Look at my thighs.
Yo, Tim, he was telling me about how Punk's legs got skinnier and shit. I'm like, so what were you doing? Like zooming in on pictures and measuring his thighs with the fucking measuring tape? Like, what were you doing that you gauged that his legs got skinnier, Daniel?
I'm sorry, his thighs aren't on this shirt that we have here.
Daniel loves them legs. Daniel loves them legs.
What?
I didn't like it today.
You like Jericho in trunks. You like Punk in
trunks. Jericho in trunks.
Daniel loves men in trunks. He got pissed when Shawn Michaels wore those looser pants because he liked the tight pants on Shawn Michaels.
Yo, bro, men in trunks is crazy.
Yo, Tim, bro.
Yo, that's what we watch, bro. That's dead what we watch.
Come on, he's lying, bro. Come on. You're going to believe that guy?
I can cut clips from previous episodes where we have had conversations about all these situations. And we literally, the last time Tim was on the TWC show, we talked about Jericho and underwear.
Who likes shorts?
Daniel. No. I mean, like
shorts.
No, but think of it like this. When Triple H.
If I was a wrestler, I would wear tights. 110%.
Okay, but it's not about you. Let me talk. like look at it this way: when Triple H was wearing pants and when he switched to trunks, like it was so much better, bro. Like the whole aesthetic. You guys love to talk about aesthetics and shit, right?
I liked him in pants.
Yeah, aesthetic. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah,
but
like,
2021. Trump's kind of weird this time now. Back then he was kind of okay, but now it's like, hey,
can we cut
Raw's on my TV right now, and all 4 men are wearing tights.
Yeah, what if Stone Cold wore tights? What if Stone Cold wore tights?
Yeah, what if Stone? See,
oh no! Better yet. What if Goldberg wore when Goldberg wore the shorts?
Goldberg could have got away with it, I think.
Goldberg wore the shorts.
Kind of feels weird.
Yeah, Goldberg could have got away with it. Like Bobby
Lashley looks better with tights. Lashley,
110%.
Jericho always looked good better in tights. I never liked Jericho in underwear.
This conversation is crazy, bro.
But Tim, I just want you to remember who started the conversation.
Yeah, Daniel, man. Daniel. He started this.
Was literally Daniel's point. His point that he wanted to bring up was that Punk looked better in trunks.
I like trunks.
Chris Jericho with underwear is crazy.
Yeah, but like CM Punk in pants is just weird, bro. Like
big men in trunks.
I always compared to when Macho Man got older, he switched to trunks.
Yeah, but like his pants look too plain. Like to Tim's point, his pants look way too.
Now you're just using
Tim's flag, man.
To back yourself up.
But bro. Bro,
we're not even talking about the match. We're talking about this man's attire. What is
wrong? White. It could have been white, bro. He needed to add a white to the tights, bro.
Tim's a god.
CM Punk is back, and he had a great match with Darby Allin. That's what we need to focus on.
Bro, aesthetics. We did aesthetics.
Are more important than the match right now. Y'all keep crapping on my man and the flag.
Daniel. What the fuck?
Yeah, Daniel looked like he just got into a club, man. Like he just got into 2 clubs right now.
He got the X on his ears.
Under 21. What if Darby Allin wore trunks?
That would fucking be weird.
He basically kind of does because he wears leggings and then he wears the shorts.
He's supposed to look homeless in a way. You know what I mean? Like
I don't know.
Like he's supposed to look punk rock, like not homeless.
Homeless
is crazy.
Not homeless, but he's.
I'm definitely posting this part of the show on the page.
Don't post, cut this out. But he's supposed to look like that. You know what I mean? Like he's supposed to look rugged and like beat up and shit. Like he's not supposed to look perfect.
So CM Punk can still go. I'm excited to see who he works with.
Yes, he can still go.
I'm excited to see CM Punk and Bryan Danielson against the Young Bucks. I'm excited for lots of things.
Still think that Darby Allin should have won, but we here, man.
No, I think listen, and you said it on the TWC show when we did our predictions. I understand where you're coming from. Punk needed to win the first match. If Darby beats Punk, if they have a rematch, Darby beats Punk, perfect story. That's it. Done.
Imagine that riot in Chicago, bro.
But Punk needed to win his first match back. Punk had to win his first match back.
What would have happened, bro, if there was a riot?
Especially everything you went through in the UFC and everything else, like. You need to come back and be like, yo, I'm the wrestler, and I am still that wrestler. And let me tell you something about Punk and Bryan Danielson. And this reminded me of it for Punk. Is these 2 guys love to wrestle, both of them. That's what was in their blood in the Independence and Ring of Honor, that nature, and they love to wrestle. And I feel like they've come to this company, and they're having fun because they get to wrestle now. Punk didn't have to do all of his regular shtick stuff, his wrestle that WWE style, make sure you get all your elbow in, no, he's got to wrestle a match. We didn't even do half the shit he usually does because here he gets to wrestle. And it's going to be beautiful to see what goes on moving forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you took a shot every time I said wrestle on this show and wrestling, it'd be shit face.
Yeah, wrestling.
Yeah, I said that a lot. I like a good wrestling match.
Yeah, I don't like aesthetics, man.
I'm saying that word.
I don't like aesthetics. I don't like aesthetics.
WWE's not going to hire me. I'm saying wrestling too much. Moving forward. Up next was the co-main event, the match that put butts in seats, the one that drew the whole house. Chicago was there for well, it's the big show.
No, it's not even a big show. It's all white.
Oh yeah, no more BS.
BS.
QT motherfucking Marshall.
Bro,
This was like Rock Austin WrestleMania 17. This is like my way on the highway.
Bro, he's dead fucking trash, bro. QT Marshall is fucking trash.
Way. And there's a QT Marshall Big Show video package to My Way from Limp Bizkit and shit.
I would never understand QT. Like what's his goal? Like the character, like the goal, like you know I don't get it, bro. Like what's I'd rather Jeff Jarrett.
What? Yo, this is groundbreaking. You would rather have Jeff Jarrett over QT Marshall.
I'd rather Jeff Jarrett, bro.
Jeff Jarrett.
Hold on.
For those TWC show listeners,
it makes more sense.
Listeners, you know how much Tim hates Jeff Jarrett, so this is
but it makes more sense. Big Show and Jeff Jarrett, you know, whatever. They have something, bro. QT Marshall did for what?
I agree with you, Tim. I agree with you 100%. I'm not a big Jeff Jarrett fan either.
Jeff Jarrett is trash, bro.
I agree with you.
Jeff Jarrett is trash, bro.
That man created his own company. He created his own company just to get himself over.
Bro, he's dead trash.
I mean, all respect to the man. Like nothing
yeah, he's cool. But he's dead trash. We talking wrestling, bro. Like wrestling wise. This is the wrestling, bro. Jeff Jarrett is that trash. Jeff Jarrett, just incredible. Who else I said? Val Venus,
just incredible.
Val Venus.
I hate Rhino too. If Rhino watching this, you know I don't like you.
Rhino was good.
Nah, Rhino was good.
I got beef with Rhino. Why would you say that? You know I got beef with that.
Jamari has legitimate beef with Rhino.
You know I got real life.
Met Rhino at a show and Rhino was a dick. That's a different story.
You know I got real life beef with that man. You know that.
Yeah, I do.
It's on site.
On site.
Yeah, Val Venus on that. Sunday Night Heat. Val Venus is that trash, bro. Yeah, man. AEW.
So, anyways, the Big Show beat QT Marshall in like 3 minutes. And
Paul White.
And I mean, Paul White beat him in like 3 minutes, and he was I just gotta say, like, Big Show looked good, man. I mean, Paul White looked good, man. Paul White looked good. QT did his job and let Paul White murder him.
We gotta give Big Show his flowers now, man. Okay.
He was limping, man. He was limping.
He was limping. You could tell he's older. That hip still fucking around with him.
Paul.
Paul. Fuck. Paul White.
Jesus Christ, Justin. How do you not know your favorite guy's name?
Jim Ross right now. Fuck. Now
Jim Ross even got the name right now.
I don't know what Jim Ross feels, man. This shit's tough and shit.
No more BS. And you give me all that.
Paul White was good. I think he has a couple of matches in the bag, but they just need to be Shaq in like one other like goodbye match, and that's it. I'm happy to see him though. I'm glad he did that. Good for him. Shout out to Paul White.
I'm gonna need Omos to come over to AEW.
Any more thoughts on Paul White and QT Marshall? Anything, guys? Nothing?
No? I mean, you know, I already said QT Marshall. I'm that good, but you know, shout out to Paul White, man. You've been holding it down since.
What did the fans do during this match, Jamari?
Go to the bathroom. What else would you do?
Okay, just making sure. Just want to see. I wasn't there. I just want to see what the fans were feeling during this.
I really went to go get nachos, a vodka lemonade, and also I went to go buy another shirt, which was, you know, one of these. So
fair enough.
Yeah, that CM Punk shirt fire, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not a fan, but that shit fire. I got the Brock Lesnar one.
Guys, Pro Wrestling Tees. Yep. Brian. Love to see it.
Yo,
go get your shirt at ProWrestlingTees.com.
Yo, shout out to Old Navy, man.
www.ProWrestlingTees.com. CM Punk, baby.
Shout out to Bret Hart.
Brett, I love you.
Do you like him in trunks or do you like him in pants?
Oh my god!
Wait! This is genuine. Didn't he wrestle in trunks before?
He wrestled in both at one time, and he's wrestled in tights before.
He wrestled in both of them. He wears tights.
MLW wore tights a lot.
Brett's best attire has to be like the all pink, bro.
Are we talking about Brett or Pillman?
No, Bret Hart.
You said Brett, bro.
You said Brett. Yeah, I said
Brett. They said Brian, I love you.
No, you said Brett.
Are you listening, sir? Are you so like? Did the whale get to you?
What?
Bret Hart, man. Yo, Bret Hart.
More because you listen.
Bret Hart's fucking man.
Bret Hart, my role model, man. Bret Hart, my role model in life. I didn't want to be like him.
Let's go.
Facts, man. Bret Hart, legend.
Listen, it makes me.
I mean, man, yo, shout out the choke line, man.
Oh shit, that's clean.
You already know, man.
Like
the glasses.
This.
What is this? What is this social? What is happening here?
Shout out Chalk Line.
Wearing Nike shorts.
Oh, this is
I got
a whole Chalk Line collection. I got the
shorts is hard, bro. Those shorts.
I got the pants like that. I have the pants like the full joggers.
I got the.
I know I just moved, so y'all got it.
Yeah, bro. I got them too. I got them in pink. The whole pink shit.
The pink ones. Yeah. I don't know where to wear them.
Bro, wear them with white sneakers and a white tee, and you good.
I need you to come to Vancouver, Tim, and be my Chalk Line stylist.
Yeah, I'm here, man. You pay for my ticket.
Because I got a whole bunch of shit. I don't know what to wear it with.
Yeah, pay for my ticket.
And you can find all the stuff
pay for your ticket?
we have at chalk/line.com.
That is Tim, if I come to New York, then you have to go to the airport.
Hope to see you.
Them shorts, yo, Jamari, them shorts is fire, bro.
So,
black, that shit fire, bro.
Speaking about fire, Christian Cage wrestled Kenny Omega in the main event for the AEW World Championship.
Well, we all know the ending to that was going to be. So can we just go to the surprises, honestly? Because everybody
can go to the surprises. Quick, like 2 sentences. How did you feel about the match? Because for me, I had to watch it twice. It was a good match, but I just think because we knew the ending, I just really could never get into it as much as I want to. And I was also really drained watching it live. And then watching it back, it was good, but it was also just like, is Kenny not hitting the way Kenny's supposed to hit in this fucking company?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is it starting to feel like Kenny's best matches are based off who he's facing and how much you like them? Because the matches with Okada, I'm starting to think were great because Kenny and Okada had great chemistry. And the match with Pac was great because I think Pac and Kenny had great chemistry. But Kenny's not the guy that can work with anyone and have a great match. I'm starting to
No, Kenny's been having good matches. It's just like
I didn't say good. I said great.
He's been having good matches. Because last night
he's having good, not great. Because I think the expectation of Kenny Omega was up here, and what we're getting from Kenny Omega is like right here.
Yeah, because Okada carried him, and everybody kept saying, "Oh no, Kenny's so good." I'm like, no, Okada carried him.
Kenny's supposed to be the greatest superstar of the past 20,000 years, according to Brian Alvarez, or Dave Meltzer, one of those dudes.
What's his name?
Don Callis?
No,
you want to say
Don Callis.
The greatest professional wrestler in the last 20,000 years, and
yeah.
I can't. If you told me to make a list of my favorite Kenny Omega matches in AEW, I could probably list like 5, and most of them are like tag matches with Hangman involved.
Facts. It should have been Hangman, but all due respect to Hangman.
Match, Tim?
What happened?
The match?
Exactly. That's how I felt during the match. Just how Tim was right there.
The match, honestly, bro, like the match, it wasn't a bad match. I was more excited for the other matches, and then this one came, and I already was like, because we already saw them wrestle, so I was just like, I was like, all right,
we understand why this went on last, but I think we all understand why, considering what happened after.
Yeah, because
if that wasn't gonna happen after, should Punk and Darby have gone on last? If that wasn't gonna happen after,
nah.
What's the one on last?
QT Marshall versus BS.
Penta, Lucha Bros.
You couldn't make that any other way because of the people that came out after.
Yeah, but if they didn't come out,
oh, then the tag match probably goes on last.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That would have been, but the match wasn't, it wasn't bad. Like, bro, compared to WWE, bro, like that was if WWE had that match, that would have been like the match, and everybody would have been geeking. Like, that match was fire.
Surprises, we do need to wrap this up. And guys, we're an hour and 22 minutes. This is why this had to be a separate show, not talked about in the TWC show, because then that would have been like a 3-hour show. I will say this: is I don't know what.
I think that was one of the surprises coming back from the dead. messing with me right there, knocking everything down. So somebody came back from the dead. Apparently, they knocked it down.
We'll get there. My only last point was, I don't think there would have been a time at any point when Christian signed back to the WWE that he would have been in the main event of a pay-per-view. His favorite edge in the WWE, that's their guy over Christian, just always for some reason. And the fact that Christian got to main event a pay-per-view in AEW for the championship makes me very happy. I know that wasn't the original plan. I know it was supposed to be Hangman, and that would have been great and shit, but I'm just happy Christian got to under his belt. He main evented in AEW pay-per-view against Kenny Omega, and the rest of the night ended off even being more memorable, so people aren't going to forget the match ever. So, like, I'm happy for Christian. I just want to throw it out there. I'm happy that Christian came out of retirement and he had this moment. I just had multiple main events in WWE. I don't think Christian would have had it. I'm just my general opinion in the WWE.
No, 100%. I agree, bro. I think Christian Cage is so underappreciated. I always fucking bat for this guy. Like, this man doesn't get enough credit. always puts on, good matches, and people don't give him enough credit. You know what I mean? But I'm happy.
He deserves respect. I'm happy he had it. I'm happy that he can put that on his list of things he's done. He made
exactly.
one of the very few AEW pay-per-views because they only have 4 a year. And he's part of history because look what happened after. Look what happened after.
Talk about it.
Let me tell you something right now. I think all week and all day I predicted and even teased the fact that Brian's going to show up tonight. But the way they swerved us, for some reason, it just never crossed my mind that Adam Cole could show up. I don't know why. It never crossed my mind that Adam Cole was going to show up.
But how he got that, though? If he was just on NXT.
So Adam Cole, so this is the thing about Brian and Adam Cole, both guys. Because Brian was just on SmackDown like 2 months ago wrestling Roman Reigns. And then, Adam Cole was literally just on NXT TakeOver. The thing with them is they never got released. Or granted their release before I'm asking. Their contracts literally expired. Meaning there's no 90-day clause if your contract just expires. They chose not to re-sign. Adam Cole's contract expired a while ago, actually, and he signed an extension to work NXT TakeOver. Pretty much kind of doing them a favor now that we think of it. And then he re-signed. Brian's contract ended, and he chose not to re-sign, worked that last match with Roman Reigns on SmackDown that if Brian lost, we'll never see him again. And then he left. And they were saving Brian to come in until All Out or a bigger show. And with Adam Cole, I think everyone just didn't know what the fuck was going on. Because, it's been so up in the air. Obviously, in the post-match scrimmage, guys, if you guys haven't, go on YouTube. There's a few places you can search up the post-show scrimmage where they talk to Punk, Brian, Adam Cole, the Lucha Bros, and Ruby Soho and stuff. You can see all how the process went and everything. A lot of good details in that scrimmage from Brian and Adam Cole and Punk and everybody about how the meetings went, how they chose to make the decision to come to AEW and all that. So if you want those details, go watch that. It's like an hour and something long, but it's good shit. But Adam Cole, dude, I popped. I didn't see that coming.
Hold on, you ruined it for me. Daniel, hit it. Who showed up last night?
Adam Cole, baby.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Ghost came back from the dead.
And that was cool for the BTE marks, the people that really love BTE, because they're the only ones that really would have got that reference of the people that can beat me are either already not here, already tired, or they're dead. Because Adam Cole is dead on BTE. Yeah.
Totally messing with my lights right now. We summoned them back.
So did you guys think that Adam Cole was coming out there to confront? Because I know a lot of people are like, oh, they're going to save Daniel Bryan till the New York shows and whatnot. But did you think that Adam Cole was just going to come out and confront Kenny?
Damn, that would have been crazy, bro.
Or did you see the swerve coming?
I thought somebody else was going to come and help him. It was going to be Adam Cole comes out, and then somebody was also going to come and help him. But the swerve got me. I was like, he joined the Elite again after they killed him. That's going to be some long-term storytelling right there. How he finds out that he died, or if they use that in the story. Because I know when I watched BTE today, he was like, wow, it's been 4 years. What's been going on? He doesn't know. They might turn that into a storyline.
What if
long-term booking?
I was talking to Justin about this earlier. What if the last time, Omega, the Bucks, they all turned on Adam Cole. What if this time Adam Cole turns on them and it leads to a big babyface turn? And then, who knows? John Moxley might turn. We get a big heel from there, and then we got Adam as a big babyface.
I want Adam as a slimy heel.
I do too. I feel like they could do that as a backup plan or whatever. But we'll see. Because Hangman Page is still having a kid. What if Hangman faces Adam Cole, and then if Hangman beats Adam Cole?
I literally said that this morning. This guy stole my idea.
What do you mean? What are you talking about, bro?
I literally said, you know what would be cool? I'm like, you know what would be cool? If that now when Hangman comes back to get to Kenny Omega, he has to go through Adam Cole. And that's just another cool match we get. You know what I mean? It's another cool match we get. And speaking about cool matches and good wrestling matches, Daniel motherfucking Bryan showed up.
No, say his name right.
Danielson showed up. The American Dragon is back. The Dragon is returned.
Daniel, you can't do that anymore. That's trademark.
It's not. He just said he doesn't want to do it just in case.
You can't do that stuff.
But I'm hyped. I like Daniel Bryan's. Yo, and they actually rocked in all the theme songs today. Theme song by Rancid. Adam Cole's theme song was dope, and Bryan Danielson's theme song was cool too. I never got to to Daniel's point. I want to bring this up. I know Daniel's is kind of like a conversation with just you and I had. So I listened to Bryan Danielson's full theme, and you do have a point when the lyrics come in, it gets kind of weird.
It gets weird. It's like, what the fuck are they saying? But
I like the beat. I like the original beat, and then dropping into like the fucking trap beat. But then I don't like the.
They should have kept Final Countdown, bro. The whole
crowd.
crowd.
Just kept the music. I didn't need lyrics. Have you heard this full song yet, Jamari?
Yeah, I sent it. I'm the one that sent it to you.
Yeah, you did. That is the thing you did.
I sent it to you, but they don't have the lyrics when we were watching it though. So they didn't have the lyrics in the song. It was just a straight like instrumental.
And I like the instrumental.
The instrumental is way better than I was born great. And I don't like that crap. Nah, I was like, nah.
I think for Adam Cole, they should have just given him his Ring of Honor thing. I got something for you.
You was like everyone having the old themes. If it was up to you, Daniel, Randy would have walked out with "Burning My Light" last week.
And you telling me that's not great?
That would have got a bigger pop than anybody in WWE that I know right now.
So you telling me Edge when he came out with the Brood, you telling me that wasn't a big pop?
The Brood, Edge, that shit was fire. I was hyped.
Thank you.
Sometimes you need nostalgia, bro. John Cena coming back at WrestleMania in New York.
That shit was fire, bro. The word life shit.
I almost vomited.
That shit was fire, bro.
You just love change. See, you know what? And you know what? See, that's
you got an RKO hat. I didn't even peep that, bro. Yeah, you didn't know what RKO stand for.
What does it stand for, Tim? Please tell
that Randall Keith Orton.
Oh, I thought you had like a joke.
I knew he was gonna say something normal, but yeah.
That Randall Keith Orton.
Randall. But yeah, nostalgia. We need nostalgia.
CM Punk went on to say that Daniel Bryan and everybody showing up in AEW was cooler than Terry turning heel on the outside.
Are you sleeping in a blanket right now? Are you literally laid down in a blanket as you're talking to us?
You always got a blanket.
Yo, bro, let me see that blanket again.
Let's look at the blanket and shit.
Wait, no, that, bro. Is that like the department?
What?
Wait, put the middle. Oh, forget it.
It's a blue blanket, guys, for the visual.
Nah, my bad. No. I thought I'm bugging.
I've had this blanket since I was like in grade 5.
I forgot you're Canadian. You say grade 5. We say 5th grade.
Yeah, I was there, yo, bro. I was there.
It's just so in my head.
I was like, wait, hold on.
Hey, Tim, can I ask you a serious question?
I was like, oh, great.
Hey, wait. We're all happy that Bryan Danielson and fucking Adam Cole are here. We're happy to see what happens next. It's fucking for real. They've changed the game in wrestling. Shit's moving like fucking crazy. I'm excited to see Bryan work with everybody. Bryan cut promo after Bryan cut up thing on the scrimmage. He's like, I'm not here to help the young guys. He's like, I want to kick the fucking heads in. Everyone keeps saying the best in the world is here, and I want to wrestle them because I like to wrestle. I came in the
words of Bryan Danielson. Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
And you know what? Bryan being the opposite of Punk a little bit, personality-wise, is like, I love the place I came from. You know, it's all good. Like, I had nothing with them, but I want to wrestle. You know, and this is the place.
I gotta go to AEW, man.
Yeah, if you want to wrestle, this is the place to be. And
it feels good to be all elite.
And he doesn't, and he's Punk said I left wrestling in 2005 and I came back to wrestling now. And Punk's argument is like that company's always trying to drill sports entertainment. We're not wrestling in our head, so why would I say that's fucking wrestling? But Daniel Bryan's like, I took wrestling with me wherever I went. When I was in the WWE, I took wrestling there. I got in trouble for it, but I took wrestling there.
I would be drunk if you said like this is a drinking game. You had wrestling. I would be.
This is a wrestling classic here, and
I'd be dead.
But the sports entertainment classic.
Wrestling. But now we're gonna wrap this shit up. We're happy. All that was fucking epic pay-per-view. Someone asked me earlier. Mike asked me on the live stream actually, what was better, All In or All Out? I'm like, there wouldn't be an All Out without All In. But this is like All In. This is another one of those events that is like a staple. Like we're never gonna forget this night. This is Bash of the Beach 1996. This is King of the Ring 96. Austin kind of 316 promo. There's certain moments and things that happen in wrestling that just stay as like moments in wrestling. Even John Moxey showing up at Double or Nothing. Huge fucking moment in wrestling. This is that.
That's the same place I graduated in. I sat and I watched a great event. It brought back nostalgia every single time I stepped inside that building. I witnessed history, watching Punk come back in the United Center. And then I went to the One Arena, which they say is in Chicago, but it's really in Schaumburg, kind of on the borderline of Streamwood. But I was just happy to see each and every moment, each and every smiling face, each and every person. You never know who got COVID. Please wear a mask, stay safe. To see happy, even though they have masks on. You can tell the jubilance in people's faces, the jubilance in people that were wrestling. everybody looked happy, and that's the main point. We are happy again with wrestling because we have been so just demoralized from stop.
He's saying wrestling. I gotta take shots.
So demoralized from watching WWE sometimes that it just killed us to the point where someone stepped away from wrestling. Justin, I know you talked about stepping away from wrestling. Now we have the alternative.
Wasn't watching that shit properly. Watched it, not properly.
But yeah, we have an alternative that now we can watch and we can enjoy. And people might say, "Oh, WWE has competition." I want to see that competition because I want this fire to be lit up under WWE's ass. And I really want so much from them.
I want to say this. I like again. I'm wearing this hat, right, guys? As a little kid, like 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, when you're the most impressionable when it comes to professional wrestling, the shit you see on TV. I grew up on WWF for sure, and I grew up on WCW. And Daniel, he's a young kid and shit. I gave him my network login, and I made this kid watch so much fucking WCW. I love WCW for flaws and all. As much as I love WWF, as much as I love WWF and WWE flaws and all, like I'm always going to be a WWE fan. I'll always be a WCW fan. But I've missed WCW. I tried to look for WCW in TNA. I tried to look for WCW and all these other companies that came around, and I never felt it. AEW, I'm not saying it is WCW, but it gives me the feeling that it could be
the same
production-wise, the network it's on, the how big it is, the stars that they're bringing in, and they don't fumble the bag, don't drop the ball, don't fucking because listen, the difference between WCW and AEW was that the network owned WCW. TNT owned WCW. So when they didn't want wrestling on TNT no more, they tried to get rid of it, and Vince was the fucking highest bidder. The difference is Tony Khan owns AEW. So if TNT doesn't want AEW anymore, Tony Khan goes talk to other networks and shit if he wants to. This has a longer lifespan for that specific reason alone. And that's the thing that people are like, this killed WCW, that killed WCW. WCW was a company owned by a television network. WWE was a company owned by a family and Vince McMahon. They had more leeway to do other shit. And no one can just be like, we don't want it no more. Once TNT was done with WCW, they were trying to toss that shit out. Vince snatched it up. AEW gives me WCW vibes, but they might have a longer lifespan. And I'm excited for that.
Yeah,
now,
last night,
what did it feel like, Tim?
No. I said last night felt like WCW, like when the shit was first popping, when like you had Hogan come in, that Lex Luger, that Nash, Hall, bro, that shit was fire, bro. Like, everybody's jumping ship, and I'm not like fans of them, but like it's good for the business. Like
if the ratings don't pop up this Wednesday and Friday, I'm gonna be shocked. Really quickly, when I wrap this up, I'm gonna go in a quick circle. Off the top of your head, Tim, Adam Cole, CM Punk, Daniel Bryan. Those are three main guys that kind of just came in. I will leave Ruby Soho out of this for now. A dream match for Adam Cole, a dream match for CM Punk, and a dream match for Daniel Bryan.
A dream match for CM Punk, I would say Sting, at least for me. Adam Cole, I would say I'm gonna skip on that one.
Okay.
And Bryan Danielson, yeah, I'm gonna skip on that one too, man. I don't know, man.
Daniel Bryan versus Daniel Garcia would be really good. CM Punk versus Sting is something. No. I take that back. CM Punk versus MJF. And who's the other one? Adam Cole? Adam Cole versus Kenny Omega.
Jamari?
Adam Cole versus Kenny, once again. Bryan Danielson versus Jungle Boy. Yeah, right. And then CM Punk versus Hangman Page.
Ooh, I didn't even think of that one. Shit.
Yeah,
I want the Sting thing too with Punk, but I'm not going to say that one because Tim already said it. I want Daniel Bryan versus Kenny Omega. If someone's going to bring the fight out of Kenny Omega again, it's going to be Bryan Danielson. Okay, that the Dragons will bring that shit out of him. I think there is meat on the bone with Adam Cole versus Jungle Boy. Just size-wise, wrestling-wise, the shit they can fucking do. Like, I think there's some really cool shit that's going to happen there. And now CM Punk. I like MJF. I like Sting. Those are both two good answers that I want to steal, but just to think of someone different, let me think of someone. Punk.
Punk versus Bryan.
No, Punk versus Hangman. Straight edge, beer guzzling dude. Let's go there. Let's touch it again.
I like how you said, let's not use anybody else's that they just said. And
Did you say Punk and Hangman? You said Bryan and Hangman, didn't you? Or Cole and Hangman?
No, I said Punk and Hangman.
I said Punk and Heyman.
Because I don't want to use Hangman then. Punk and there's so many guys. We've seen Darby. You know what? Fuck it. I want to see Punk and John Moxley. Not Dean Ambrose. I want to see John Moxley and Punk. And I want an angry John Moxley. I was here first John Moxley.
No rules type shit.
I want Punk in a fucking death match with John Moxley. I don't even like death matches. I want John Moxley and Punk to fucking have lights out, you know?
We have Bryan Danielson versus MJF.
That's something that I know, but I think MJF's one of those guys that can work great with anyone too. Don't be wrong.
Only because it's like the Miz with Bryan Danielson.
I've been complaining about Kenny Omega not having that magic.
Hey, can I change mine real quick?
And I think Bryan Danielson will bring that magic out of Kenny Omega.
I'm gonna change mine real quick.
5-star match. It's gonna be Bryan Danielson.
I'm gonna change mine real quick. I want Daniel Bryan CM Punk in a tag match against the Young Bucks.
We all want that. I didn't ask.
I'm gonna leave it at that.
That's good. You know what I mean? This guy's fucking give me Young Bucks and shit over here. Okay, anyways, everybody enjoy the rest of your night. This fucking recap went really long. I appreciate you guys sticking around. If you watched or listened to this entire thing, you probably didn't watch the entire thing, but honestly, if you're listening to us, watch it because everyone's acting like clowns today. But other than that, and everyone's really tired, and somehow we found energy to get this done. My apologies for keeping you guys waiting all day. My day went sideways when I was trying to plan to do this all day. But guys, subscribe to the TWC Show wherever you guys listen to podcasts. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram if you aren't already. Check out my articles on 1:37 p.m. And honestly, check out the Patreon. And all of my shit is in the link in my bio. If you want to support me, you want to buy the merch, you want to listen to the show, all the shit's in the link in my bio. So guys, make sure you subscribe to all that stuff. When it comes to Tim over here, make sure you guys subscribe to Subway Mania on YouTube. Watch the old videos. Get familiar with it if you aren't already. And I promise you, if you watch them, you're going to stick around and wait and anticipate the next one. There's a lot of the guy's creative as fuck. He's funny as fuck, man. I fell in love with this guy named Jim the Gentrifier. He's like my new favorite character. I really wish he showed up on the fucking show to tell me why AEW is gentrifying their talent with WWE's old talent and shit, you know. But
Bret the Lip Man Hart.
Maybe he'll come to the TWC show one of these. Maybe Bret the Lip Man Hart will show up on the show. I don't fucking know.
Facts. Thank you, bro.
No, yeah, make sure and go check out his shit, man. Subway Mania. There's, I know you have merch and stuff too. Let them know if they can get it.
Facts, man. Yo, hit me up, man, if y'all want a t-shirt.
Yeah, and go check out his shit, man. He's done stuff with Crime Time, Bret Hart, everybody. You guys are missing out if you haven't seen it yet. Daniel does stuff, but whatever. I'm doing, guys. Go check out the Dropkick Podcast. Subscribe to the Dropkick Podcast on YouTube and wherever you listen to podcasts and all of that fun stuff. And obviously, Daniel's literally been like my main co-host for the TWC show every week. So you guys,
thank you for having me every week.
It's not nothing new.
I appreciate it.
We interviewed DDP together, and that's dropping pretty soon. And now this guy somehow became best friends with DDP. That's a whole different story in itself. We'll talk about that on the TWC show. Jamari, I'm gonna let you plug yourself. This is your time to give the Discord the love.
My name is Jamari, and I like to go by the Jamari. That is, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, or any other social media websites at TheeJamari on most social media. And if you want to go ahead and join that smooth Discord that we have, you can click either my Instagram or my Twitter and click that link to join that Discord. We'll be happy to see you.
So go do that. And then also, lastly, Tim, would you have a poutine? Would you have a poutine?
Man, if you don't get out of here with this poutine, goodbye.
What is that? You have a poutine
get out of here with this poutine.
Would you have a poutine with QT Marshall?
I don't know what that is, but
You don't want it. It's gravy and fries, bro. You don't want that poutine.
And cheese curds.
That good. I'm that good. I'd rather chill with that Val Venus.
Hey, last team, Tim, hold on. Hey, let El Negro, the luchador here.
Oh,
they put me in Subway Mania, man.
Hold up, man. I'm about to put you through a table, man.
I need to split from my mouth. Hold on, I need to put it, man. I put El Negro in the
I'm there putting you through a table, man.
That's all good, bro. So I'm a luchador that the big man moves, man. I'm a big guy.
You gotta get him with that big boot.
I hit the lemon pepper stepper, as we call it. Yep.
And that's a wrap, guys. We'll see you all next time. Thank you for listening to the bonus recap show. All that was it was too epic for it to be just part of the TWC show, something we talked about for 20 minutes. Look how long we've gone. Appreciate you guys. Keep doing the thing. and we'll see you all later. Ooh, yeah, dig it up. Good night.